Hello everyone, my name is Samson Jenkins, and this weekend I went on an adventure with some family and friends. My dad had called me about 2 weeks before and asked me if I wanted to go on a hunting trip, and I can never let those down since I'm from a small town, Taylorsville, Georgia. I got a little hunting in my blood, so we started out on 75 South, headed towards Macon. My sister had actually let me borrow her brand new camera that she had gotten for her birthday, so I was pretty excited to take lots of pictures. Here's my dad, Sam Jenkins the fourth, driving his big Dodge Ram. And flipping the camera around, here's a picture of me enjoying the ride. My dad said it would take about hour and a half to get to where we're going, which was Newborn, Georgia. And due to the great Atlanta traffic, we had plenty of time to take lots of pictures of some of the buildings around Atlanta. I actually used to work in the new Lowe's hotel building that just got built about a year ago. They're a 5-star hotel. I was a valet. And after about a 2-hour drive, we finally arrived at the Burnt Pine Plantation. I was really excited to see what was in store. When we arrived, I wasn't really sure what to expect. I'd been to hunting clubs before, but this one was definitely one of the best I've ever been to. The views were amazing, to say the least. Me and my dad were actually the first of about 10 of us to arrive. My dad works for a plumbing company called Inglet and Stubbs, and that's who invited us out. I was actually really surprised to see how nice the bedrooms were. There were 2 bed, 1 bath, about 10 to 15 rooms. There were no TVs, but that was okay because we weren't there to watch TV. The gun that I used was actually given to me by my grandfather, and it's a Winchester over-under 12 gauge. He's had it for about 30 years and he's kept it nice and clean for me, so I use it well. This is the first time that I've ever hunted quail. I'm usually a dove hunter, but that only happens once a year, so when my dad invited me out, I was pretty excited to hunt something new. I had heard that there would be dogs accompanying us on the hunting trip, but I wasn't really sure exactly what they were going to do. Once it was time for us to go hunting, we had teams of 2 that we drew out of a hat, and we had a little competition to see who could get the most birds. But each team of 2 got 1 guide that would bring us around. Each guide had about 4 dogs, and they would switch every 2 dogs about every 2 hours. The dogs were really cool. They were all trained to go around about a 50-yard radius around from where we were walking. They'd sniff out birds, and every time they'd find one in the grass or in a patch or a meadow, they'd stick their nose in it, point their tails up, and just sit there and wait for the guide to come squash them out. We actually had a really cool guide. He was well known at the club. He was from Argentina, and boy did he make us run. The only thing I can really remember him saying was, "Shoot the bird in the head." Here's the dog kennel. They had about, I think he said 100 dogs total, and they were all trained from when they were born to hunt. And finally, after a long day of hunting, we got back home. My partner and I actually won the competition and had a great weekend with my dad, and I hope you enjoyed my story. Thank you.